That's a beauty. There's a dozen trout swimming right now in a Canadian stream with this rod's name on them. I just can't wait till we get started. Can you? Oh, 2 whole weeks in the woods.
Mr. Honeywell, the trip's off.
What do you mean the trip's off? We're leaving Friday.
I can't go.
Now look, Vern, I appreciate your devotion to the firm, but no one will ever accuse me of working a willing horse to death.
A willing horse? Last week I was a thieving jackal.
I admit I was a little hasty, but that expense account for the Philadelphia trip jolted me. My boy, you look tired. You need a rest.
I want to go, but I have promised Margie that if I took a vacation, we'd go to Honolulu.
Send Margie to her aunt's.
She won't go.
Vern, don't you think we're silly to allow ourselves to be stymied by a girl's stubbornness?
She has her heart set on going to Honolulu.
All right, then. Make a deal with her.
You mean trick my own child?
It's for her own good.
How for her own good?
I don't know. We'll think of that later. The deal is that she can go along with us.
Oh, that will spoil the whole trip.
Only the first day. The rest of the deal is that if she can stand a full week of roughing it in the North Woods, you'll take her to Honolulu for a week.
But suppose she sticks it out.
You know she won't be able to stand that kind of roughing it for 2 days.
But just suppose she does make it.
Then I'll pay all expenses in Honolulu. Go ahead, call her. I know I'm safe in making that offer.
Hello? Yes, Dad. Yeah, but why should I try it for a week? You promised me we'd go to Honolulu. Well, you go on up and fish and meet me in Hawaii.
All I suggest is you try it my way for a week and I'll try it yours. I'm being very reasonable.
And tricky.
You're just scared of trying something new. What's the matter? Don't you think you can last out the week?
Listen, if you and Mr. Honeywell can do it, I can do it. No, I didn't agree. Okay, so I agreed. It's a deal. 1 week in Canada, and then we go to Hawaii. Margie! In here, Mrs. Odette.
Honey, I've made the most wonderful discovery. I noticed that whenever I ordered cream, Herbert, the milkman, would say to me in the most sincere voice, Mrs. Odette, you're getting younger and prettier looking every day. Thrilling, isn't it? But it's piling up so because I never take cream in my coffee. But now I've made the most wonderful discovery.
What is it?
Herbert is just as sincere for cottage cheese. What's the matter, dear?
My darling father has me trapped in a corner. If I want to go to Honolulu, I have to go along on a fishing trip with him and Mr. Honeywell.
Where are they going?
Oh, somewhere up in the Canadian North Woods. It'll be icky, and I have to stay for a whole week.
Dear, Canada is very unicky.
What do you mean?
Well, for one thing, they have the Royal Northwest Mounted up there, and they make Clancy at 42nd Street and 5th Avenue look like a stripling.
That's right.
And then there are the trappers, bold, strong men facing nature in the raw, but gentle as babies in the hands of a woman. They make Fillmore look puny.
Who's Fillmore?
Doorman round the corner, 6'2" and all sinewy muscle. He's a doll.
Oh.
And then there are the company traders. Long winter after long winter, starved for the sight of a pretty woman. And there aren't many women in those parts.
No, just the trader, the trapper, and the Northwest Mounted. How can a girl get herself into such a jam?
Well, we better stock up on flour.
Right.
Now remember, get everything you need because we're not coming into town again for a week.
Okay. Hey, by the way, how much further is it to the town?
We're there.
This is the town?
This is it.
Ooh.
Well, partner, calculate we better go in and do a bit of trading.
Reckon as how you're right, partner.
6'2" and all sinewy muscle. The trader, the trapper, and the Northwest Mounted. Aim to do a little of this here trading myself, partners.
Wait your turn.
Gladly.
I get yours now.
Who is she?
The trader.
U-G-H.
Ain't you Mr. Honeywell?
Henderson. Vern, meet one of the greatest trappers in the North. Caleb Henderson, Vern Albright.
How do you do, Mr. Henderson? This is my daughter, Margie.
Howdy, ma'am.
Howdy. The trader, the trapper, and the Northwest mounted. Do me a favor, will you, Dad?
What?
Don't call the cops.
Anybody will tell you that Henderson the Trapper never forgets a face.
What's yours? I'll take a nice light box of cornflakes, please.
Don't be silly. We'll have to eat for 2 weeks on what we take.
1 week, Dad. The other week we spend in Honolulu.
You can't have any of our supplies.
Hi, Hope. You must be the Honeywell party.
We are.
Head Office Wireless, you were coming in. Ma Christmas taking care of you all right?
Oh, you're the Hudson's Bay man.
That's right. Steve Harity. That's your service.
The hunting season is now open.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Mr. Harity, will you convince my daughter that she'll need more grub than a box of cornflakes if she's going to spend a week in the woods?
Well, that's right, miss. The air gets pretty sharp up here, and a person takes a lot of stoking. It'd be a shame to let a thing like that go out.
You see, Margie? Will you just give her what you think she needs?
Sure.
Oh, look at the hunting knives. Psychology. He'll give her as much as he'd eat himself.
Very smart.
Well, I've got about everything I think you'll need.
But, Mr. Harity...
Steve.
Steve, I didn't explain to you that we have a rule. Each person has to tote his own food.
Where are you camping?
Big Pine Clearing.
Don't you worry. I'll stow this pack so you'll never know you've got it on your back.
I'll never know I've got it on my back.
That's right.
Okay. Are you ready to start?
Okay.
Ma Christmas, come out and help the men with their packs.
Well, let's hit the trail. Walk last.
Mister, I hope that's not just dust in your eye.
I'm beginning to feel sorry about this.
It'll be over soon.
Hey, fellers, chirp every once in a while so I can tell which direction you're in.
Let's hit the trail.
Let's hit the trail. Let's hit the trail.
Who was that?
Oh, just some campers.
What was their name?
They didn't say.
Oh, where were they headed?
I wouldn't know.
Come on, Buster, give.
You don't think I'd lie to you, do you?
Oh, certainly not. Not where a pretty girl's concerned, anyway.
I'm very busy this morning, fellas. I'll see you later, huh?
Get him.
Come on, Margie, hit the trail. Come on, Margie, let's go. Hit the trail.
It's filled with leaves. I'll see you just before you get to the clearing.
Hey, can't you fellas set it faster, Pay?
What? We better take a breather.
Well, I guess I better get a little exercise. Living in the woods is going to be pretty rough.
Oh, no.
There, I feel better. Huh? Come on, let's hit the trail. I like this.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
What, Father dear?
How you can tote that all the way from the post and still look as fresh as a daisy.
Well, I can honestly say I only felt the weight of it the last 50 feet.
Something tells me that we're in trouble.
This is only the start. Wait till the going gets rough.
Well, come on, let's put up the tents.
All right. Won't be long now.
Right. Well, let's get breakfast.
Why waste time? Eat a biscuit while you're fishing.
Margie. Margie, we're leaving.
Huh? Oh, let me out of here. I'm just as sane as anybody.
Well, we're off for fishing.
Go ahead. I've got to get this so-called tent up.
Having a little trouble?
I'm having nothing but trouble. This darned old thing won't stay up, and I haven't had a thing to eat, and I'm tired and hungry, and I'm never going to get to Honolulu.
Oh, no, everything's going to be all right. You just sit over there and rest, and I'll have this tent up for you in 5 minutes.
Oh, you're wonderful.
Why, look who's here. Our old friend Steve Harris.
You know, I believe you're right. Strange the people you can run into when you take a little stroll in the woods.
My, to think I was almost snow-blinded last winter. Ooh, wouldn't that be a shame now?
Aren't you going to introduce us?
Oh, yeah. Margie Albright, this is Tom Weatherly. He wears a red coat.
Hello. Now me.
Yeah. This is Dick Chevelle. He's a trapper. He's also a thief and a perjurer, and he's got a wife and 10 children up in Montreal.
You know that's a lie, don't you?
If you say so.
Hey, what are you doing here, boy?
Putting up a tent, and no help wanted.
You're not planning to let this lovely little lady live in a pokey little tent like that, are you?
What do you suggest?
Oh, we could raise it on walls.
As much as I hate to admit it, it's a good idea.
Well, the tent won't be of much use to her without furniture to sit on. And, ma'am, you're looking at the bestest and the fastest rustic furniture maker in the north. Table and chairs won't take 20 minutes.
If I were lying in a hammock, I'd feel like a South Sea queen.
Let's get some vines. Stay right where I can look at you. It's my idea of a real big time.
Those all the berries you could find? You need more?
Oh, my God. Now, just leave this pie in the oven for an hour. Then you can warm it up for your dinner.
I must say I do like roughing it.
Oh, Vern. How'd you do?
Well, how was the stream? We'll have better luck tomorrow.
Hey, they're headed back for camp.
Well, this can't be our camp. We must have made a wrong turn.
That's my tent. There's Margie in the hammock.
Hello, men. How was the fishing?
Not so good.
My manual said it wouldn't be good on a day like this. interesting book.
We're not only going hungry, but we could get into trouble if anybody caught us eating illegal-sized fish.
Oh, don't worry. We'll fill up on flapjacks.
We'll have to.
You haven't lived until you've tasted my sourdough flapjacks.
I hate you. I could swear that smells like blueberry pie.
There's enough here for all of us.
If we violate the deal on our side, she has a right to on hers.
I was just going to take a little taste, that's
It's
all.
still a violation.
What have we got lawyers for?
Now, look here. I'm not going to be licked by my own daughter.
That's a technicality.
It'll still cost you a trip to Honolulu.
All right, you win, but let me tell you one thing. If that trip was anywhere between the continental borders, I'd eat.
What gives?
We built you an outdoor icebox. How do you like it?
You can't hang meat from a tree or the varmints will get it.
Me?
Yes, ma'am. Caribou and deer. Steaks, chops, roasts, and fancy cuts. Oh, and here's a skin for your hammock.
I wouldn't be surprised if you boys showed up with caviar.
We would, if we could figure a way to trap it.
Hey, what about that Eskimo over on 10th Stream, Ungook? He salts down those salmon eggs, doesn't he?
That's right.
Oh, no, not caviar.
This will teach you not to mention you want something.
This is more like it.
I wonder what I'll have for dinner tonight. Chops or a fillet?
You can't even handle a gun. How did you shoot that deer?
Shoot it?
You heard what I said. How did you shoot that deer?
Self-defense.
Ridiculous.
No! This deer was coming at me, and he had an awful mean look in his eye, and he stopped and stamped and pawed the ground, and then he started for me again, and he had that awful mean look in his eye, and he was muttering curses.
Muttering curses.
He was snorting and sounded like curses, so I just had to shoot him. Bang, bang.
Okay. All right, hit the can and I'll believe you.
I hate to waste the ammunition.
I'll pay for the ammunition. Quit stalling.
All right, then, stand back. I like shooting room.
I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it.
Say, there's a mining party going through town tonight. They're giving a dance at the post.
Wonderful.
You think you can make it?
I'll sneak out about 9.
We'll be waiting for you just outside the clearing.
You realize that if this keeps on, it's going to cost me a trip to Honolulu for the three of us?
Well, why do you have to go?
To see that you don't waste my money.
What do you do about it?
There's only one thing. I wouldn't do it, but I'm desperate. We've got to frighten her.
You mean jump out of the bushes and yell boo?
Does Margie know this is the season when moose are dangerous?
I wonder about it, but why? What have you got in mind?
Tonight, when she's asleep, you and I must go out in the woods and sound like a couple of moose.
Do you think that will fool her?
Fools the moose, doesn't it?
Yeah? Okay, but it does seem like a dirty trick.
Yes, it does. And I wouldn't do it if it wasn't a question of money. Get up, let's go. Her light's been out for an hour.
Ladies go right, gents go left. Go back home, you always swing. Now, element left with your left hand. Strike your partner with the right, left hand over hand. You go round, hand over hand till you come down. partner with right and left hand, hand over hand, the shoes go round, and hand over hand till you come down.
That daughter of yours sleeps as soundly in the woods as you do in the office.
I wonder if she's in there. Honeywell, she's gone. Oh, you and your lunatic ideas. We must have scared the poor kid out of her wits.
What are we going to do?
Oh, Lord knows where she's run to. There's no chance of just the two of us finding her out here. We better head for the post and get some help.
Oh, come on. Bart, come here.
I couldn't dance another step.
Hey, that's not fair. The next dance is mine.
It is not. It's with me.
Hey, Margie, who made you the furniture?
And who fixed the shower for you?
Who brought you the fish?
Who brought you the meat?
Margie.
Hi, Dad. What's new?
So that's how you stuck to your bargain, is it?
I didn't break any bargain.
You were supposed to get by on your own equipment.
Excuse me, sir, but that's exactly what she did. You wouldn't want her to waste equipment like that on catching fish, would you?
I won't pay. It's illegal.
Like those fish you two were eating the first night.
Never mind about that. These men have no right to mix into a private deal. Why, by golly, I've half a notion to notify the police.
Hey, Bub.
What?
I am the police. What was that about illegal-sized fish?
Oh, I don't think they were really illegal any more than Mr. Honeywell thinks I really violated our deal. Do you, Mr. Honeywell?
No.
I wonder what's the matter with Margie. She's been sitting there moping for 2 days.
She never should have left Canada. She had herself 3 beaux there. How's she going to get started here in a week?
At your expense.
That, too.
What took you so long?
Our plane just got in.
We got out of here as soon as we could.
Well, let's get organized.
Wasn't it nice of the boys to take their vacations in Honolulu? You know, they're really nice fellas.
Well, I suppose they're all right.
Oh, I'm so glad you like them, because next year they're spending their vacations here.
Well, that's my little Margie.